Imagine a college super conference 18 playoff based on current NFL rosters. Who would win? SEC? Group of 5? Let's decide.
So let's continue the conversation of building super college conferences based on current NFL rosters. We're going to the running back position, and we're going to Big 12, JT.
So Big 12, this is maybe my favorite group of running backs that are out there. I mean, you've got some phenomenal names, and I'm going to leave you guys a couple of those to talk about. But, one of the ones that's in my top 3 out there is Breece Hall. Last year was injured. This year has really kind of showed what he can do when he's on the field. I know the injury bug can bite him right there, but when he is on the field, he's a game changer. He's a game changer for the offense. He can break it off for the long runs. He can catch the ball. He'll take it up the middle. Breece Hall's definitely on my short list there. Number 2 on my short list is maybe one that's more of an upward comer, maybe not as exciting yet, but I think it's going to get there, and that's Jaylen Warren with Pittsburgh. You've got Najee Harris there and Jaylen that are split in time, so because both of them are getting the rock so many times, you maybe don't pay attention to one or the other, but this guy can play, and he can run, and he can catch, and I'm going to keep emphasizing that catching and running back because it has to happen. He is one that I would plug and play on any team in the NFL today, and it would get the touches. But my winner in the Big 12 comes down to the big rookie himself, Bijan Robinson. And even though he landed in a horrible situation with a coach that doesn't like to use his first-round picks, thank goodness that coach is gone. I have not seen more raw talent, the ability to run, the speed, the cuts, the movements in a long time than Bijan. Most know I'm a Vikings fan because of Adrian Peterson. Bijan's the closest thing I've seen to this generation's AP in a long, long time. So give me Bijan to run that rock.
Bijan. Well, I'll take it over before we go to you, Bubba. You throw out some great names there, right? And I really like your deep pick there, right? Going in the Pittsburgh backfield. That was a deep one. Wasn't even on my radar. But Bijan, I've got to need to see more. I agree. He is probably the best running back, at least brand and potential in what they've made him out to be. But it's really tough seeing the body of work, and it's not his fault that had he been on another team. Like, can you imagine if he was somewhere like Kansas City? Like we wouldn't be having this conversation. We'd be like done. But you look at a guy like Breece Hall, who is at the Jets, who got handed a just raw deal with their quarterback going out in day one, and then they haven't figured it out. So you immediately take away the passing game, and he was still able to produce on the ground. Again, another guy that you would like to see, how would he do at a better team? But I'm going with Breece Hall for my selection. Bubba, where are you headed?
So did y'all both take Breece? Or no, sorry, Big Bijan.
We got Bijan and Breece.
Bijan, we don't have enough of a sample on, but what really astounds me here are 2 veterans that are still doing, that have done it, are still doing it, that y'all are ignoring here. Joe Mixon and David Montgomery. And listen, I want to focus on Montgomery. Montgomery for a long time was the heart and soul of the Bears offense. He was the guy that everything ran through never being able to get a good quarterback. Then he stepped into Detroit. He got paid. Everyone said, well, this guy's not going to do anything. We've got this new shiny running back. David Montgomery is still a leader of that offense. He's still contributing to that offense, and he's going step for step with young Buck Gibbs up there in that Detroit offense. Listen, if I'm rooting for Detroit right now because of David Montgomery, because I want to see it happen. Joe Mixon, same thing. How many seasons has this guy been doing it in Cincinnati? And he's been the check down back. He's been the straightforward. He's been the check down. He's been the guy catching the passes. He's a multifaceted back that's just not getting the recognition that he deserves here, quite frankly. I would honestly take Mixon. I think he's the best one. But, I mean, as we're sitting here and we have to name it, JT, you made some great arguments about Bijan, but he just hadn't done it, and I hadn't seen it on the next level. Breece Hall, with nothing else in the backfield, with Zach Wilson or worse as the quarterback this year, turned out some yards. So if you're going to make me choose between those two, if the decision's between those two, man, give me Breece Hall. And I don't even think it's close. I want to see what Bijan does. That may be a hell of a wild card pick right there. That may be a heck of a choice. But right now, give me Brees Hall, and I think he's the solid one for this Big 12 offense.
I really don't like that you and I are agreeing on everything. So we've got to get this back. We got to get the ship righted. All right, now we're
put my own team into Madden just to beat y'all's team in Madden.